national anthem of the Republic.
Together we strong, come sun, come rain, cause it's blood in we veins. We all are the same. You don't know we red already. We think that's set already. Tell them we all in, we all in, we all in. Don't know we red already. We think that's set already. Tell them we all in, we all in, we all in. Oh, tell them we all in. Oh, just tell them we all in. Oh, tell them we all in. Tell them we all in, tell them we all in. We under the same sky, feeling the same things. The movement is forward, we all want the same thing.
From the Santa Rosa First Peoples.
Thank you very much, Chair, for tonight's meeting. Brothers and sisters, as we come together in this space, as we are approaching the end of the campaign for this general election, we must recognize that in all that we do, we must give the Creator God his due. And so we wish to invite the presence of that God, that Creator, that Supreme Being, that all of us revere. Maybe we may call him by different names. Maybe he will appear to us in different forms according to our culture. And so I invite you to take that name of God that you as an individual can best relate to and take that form before you as we truly send our prayer to that great supreme God and invite her holy divine presence. Almighty God, creator of all that is visible and invisible, our creator, as we come this evening in this space to conduct this meeting on this platform of the People's National Movement, we invite your holy and divine presence. We recognize that we of ourselves are nothing and can achieve nothing without your divine intervention. And so we invite you even now. Oh great God, we recognize that through our humanity that we have failed ourselves, our brothers, our sisters, our nation in many different ways. And we seek your mercy and forgiveness. Almighty God, we also recognize that you have been good to us, that you have blessed us tremendously, especially through this organization of the People's National Movement, that from the inception of this country's independence have played a major role in the development of our space. And so we thank you for the many blessings that you have given to us through our successive PNM administrations. Almighty God, we ask you to be with us in the presence and in the power of your great and Holy Spirit, because you said that I am spirit and that we should worship you in spirit and in truth. And so this evening I wish to invite the Spirit of truth, that this truth that we seek will resonate in the hearts and in the minds of every individual, every citizen in this blessed land of Kairi Trinity. We invite the Spirit of peace, that your peace, O God, that passeth all understanding, will fill our hearts and minds even now and on the 28th and after the 28th. O great God, we invite the Spirit of love, that regardless of what lies ahead, that we will find it still in our hearts to love each other as we continue in our journey of life. We invite the Spirit of understanding, that we may understand in our hearts and in our minds what is right and what is wrong. We ask you that you will speak to our hearts, every citizen of this land. Speak to us so that we may have good understanding. We invite the spirit of responsibility, so that we may know that in all things we must act and behave responsibly. That will resound to the benefit of all our peoples and this blessed land. We invite the spirit of inspiration, so that for some of us who are lukewarm and do not care, that the power and the spirit of inspiration will touch our hearts wherever we may be, so that we will be inspired and moved through your great and Holy Spirit. We invite the spirit of right direction, so that, O God, through your spirit, that we may be directed to do what is right according to our conscience. O God, we lift up to you our candidate for this constituency of Arima, the Honorable Penelope Beckles Robinson. We ask that you will keep her in your care, and we lift all the candidates who are facing the polls on the 28th, that, oh God, you will be with them in the power of your Spirit, that you will bless all, that you will bless us with success, so that we will be ensured of good governance for the future of this blessed nation. O Almighty God, we recognize that you dwell in the heavenly atmosphere, and you have placed us upon the lowest earth. And so from the lowest earth to the highest heaven, we send our prayers. And we ask that the guardian angels or the guardian spirits of the four directions, those in the east, those of the west, those of the north, and those of the south, bear witness to our prayer. O God, receive our prayers as we send them to you. Ehe, ehe, ehe.
Thank you very much, Chief Barra. Arima. Arima. I'm not hearing you. Arima. All right. This is Penny to Pinto, the last lap. And I'm so glad to be here to be your host this evening. My name is Kobe Sandy, and I've come from the southwest, from the borough of Point Fortin, to support and to stand in the gap for my political mother, Penelope. If you wonder why I'm here, but beknown to many of you, my family is in Valencia. And I called them and I asked them, what is going on in Valencia? And they said that Valencia is already red and ready, and they have already begun to declare victory for Penelope Beckles. So I know Pinto will do the same. Allow me to recognize General Secretary of the People's National Movement, the Minister Extraordinaire, Minister of Youth Development and National Service, and your next Member of Parliament for Lahokota Talparo, the Honorable Foster Cummings. I want to recognize, of course, the Queen of this town, your next Member of Parliament for Arima, your Minister of Planning and Development, the Honorable Penelope Beckles. My brother in service, Alderman Kareem Marcel, who is set to be your next Member of Parliament for Laverton West. Chairman Josiah Austin of the Tunapuna Piako Regional Corporation, Mr. Ashton Ford, former General Secretary and former Mayor and former MP for Arima, members of the Arima Executive, and most of all, members of the Arima constituency who will do the right thing and put back Penelope Beckles as your MP. Good evening. The polls is on Monday, and we are ready. We are ready and we are responsible to return to the governance of Trinidad and Tobago, to carry Trinidad and Tobago to our next chapter. And to bring opening remarks is your homeboy. He served as the youngest MP for Arima and Mayor. He is a stalwart in the People's National Movement, and he is a walking history book on the PNM. Please help me welcome Mr. Ashton.
PNM, Arima, the only royal chartered borough in the Western Hemisphere. Let's have it for Arima. I say this because I am here on behalf of our candidate and our MP, Ms. Penny Beckles, and our General Secretary, Mr. Foster Cummings. He is in charge of the youths, and he still looks like a youth. And I see someone here I knew as a baby. Yeah, Kareem Marcel, your mom is, you know, his mom used to walk with him at PNM meetings all about the place. And he used to be behind us saying, vote PNM, vote PNM. We used to say that when we were young, but we never had all these facilities like what we have now. And we have Josiah Austin, chairman of the Tunapuna Corporation, all of whom came through the ranks of the PNM as young people. This is how the PNM function. And we cater for the young people. We cater for the nation. We cater for all in the nation. And that is why the PNM, after 69 years, going on the 70th in January, will always be the greatest party in Trinidad and Tobago and the Caribbean, the People's National Movement. But tonight, I am so happy to be here. I recall when I served as MP and mayor and so on, our meetings were not like this. But for our visitors, I want them to know that this area, Pinto, produced national players in football, national players in hockey, and national track and field athletes. And we are hoping that when the Minister of Youth roll out his program after our victory on Monday, that he will not leave out Arima. Because we have to continue the tradition of Arima producing the best athletes, the best cricketers, the best footballers, bodybuilders, weightlifters. Some of you may not know them, but tonight I am making that plea. And our member of parliament, you all may not know about Penny, you know. You know, Penny used to cut lawn and all kind of thing. Penny used to play table tennis, and Penny used to move around as if she was a young boy. You're so energetic. And you know, in 1992, when she became a member of the party, she rose immediately to be a councillor and then into the parliament and served in several capacities. So tonight I am proud to stand on the platform of our dear Penny Beckers and to chart the course for a victory, because this election is one of the most important elections we are facing in the history of Trinidad and Tobago. And the reason is, if you listen to the Prime Minister last night and you listen to Foster and others, you'll see the kind of attacks and the underhand method they are trying to gain control and to get back into government. But we will not allow that, because we are the PNM and we will always be working in the interest of the people of Trinidad and Tobago. So let me hear you. Let's stand and say, welcome, Miss Beckers. Let us stand and say, welcome, Foster Cummins. Welcome. And this is the greatest party in Trinidad and Tobago, the People's National Movement. Onward to victory. Onward to the great individuals. Great is the PNM. Great is the PNM. And we shall prevail.
Thank you very much. I remain standing as you are here standing and help you welcome your next speaker, who hails from Laventille, who hails from Beetham Gardens, and he has a great story. But he will become, come Monday, the next member of Parliament for Laventille West. Please help me welcome my brother.
Sleeping time. Sleeping time.
Arima, good evening. You all can have your seats. Allow me to recognize your distinguished member of Parliament, the Honorable Penelope Beckles. Allow me to recognize the General Secretary of the People's National Movement and the Member of Parliament for La Hoqueta Talparo, and of course the next Member of Parliament for La Hoqueta Talparo, the Honorable Foster Cummins. Allow me to recognize my brother, the Chairman of the Tunapuna Piako Regional Corporation, Chairman Josiah Austin, former General Secretary and stalwart in the People's National Movement, Mr. Ashton Ford. He had to let everybody know he's a baby. Selling off my files. And of course, Alderman Kobe Sandy, the youngest alderman in the People's National Movement and in Trinidad and Tobago. PNM story. I just came from walking Beetham Gardens from phase 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And as I rush and I jump in the car to come in Arima, they send me to tell you all in Arima something. They send me to tell you all in Arima that red is the word. They send me to tell you all that red is the word, red is the word, red is the word. Arima, I feel proud tonight to know that you are standing strong with a woman of integrity, a woman of morality, a woman that is calm, a woman that is committed, a woman that has a proven track record, brothers and sisters. Our auntie, the PNM, right, a leader phenomenal in the Honorable Penelope Beckles. Brothers and sisters, I feel proud here tonight. I feel proud here tonight to feel the love and the vibration and the support for our sister, Penelope Beckles. You know, they can say what they want about the People's National Movement. We are the only true political party in Trinidad and Tobago. We are the only true national party in Trinidad and Tobago. One in which we can stand and be proud of. That we can have 41 candidates of the ilk and the standard of your member of parliament who continues to be a trailblazer for women in Trinidad and Tobago and in the People's National Movement. I ask you to stand strong and stand firm with your member of parliament. In 2 days and 4 hours, brothers and sisters, we take to the poll. And I know that in Pinto, you know that red is the word. You know that we are supporting Penny 100%. You see, brothers and sisters, yesterday I watched a video on news with some young people. So I come here with a message for young people, and I come here for a message for our parents and grandparents to talk to young people. Because the UNC has spent not only time and money and resources, brothers and sisters, but they have also gotten some of our brothers and sisters to try to mislead us. But I know that we are educated young people. I know that we are people that benefited from free education from nursery to tertiary. I know we are people, brothers and sisters, that know wrong from right, that know good from evil, that know darkness from light, and know the PNM from the UNC, that know, brothers and sisters, Kamala Prasad Bisesa from Stuart Young, that you know, brothers and sisters, the difference from Khadijah Amin and Penelope Beckles, that you know the difference between Anna Roberts and Foster Cummings, that you know the difference between Marvin Gonzalez and Barry Praderat, brothers and sisters, that you know about the decency that we have in the PNM opposed to what they are trying to offer us in Tunapuna. Brothers and sisters, let us not take it for granted that the kind of candidates that the UNC is proposing to us and our young people, that we must stand firm and reject that. The UNC have been running a campaign, brothers and sisters, for our young people. They are yet to tell us about one single program for our young persons. If I lie, tell me. The UNC, yes, they tell us that they will do 500 house every week and they'll do all kind of Nancy story. But young people, I want you to understand that the UNC have not proposed not one program for the young people of Trinidad and Tobago. Instead, what they have done, brothers and sisters, is that they have hired a few young people in the East-West corridor who look like me and you, who is not the kind of people that we want our young people in this country to look up to and to aspire to be like. And they think that they are a representation of us. So what they do is that they sprinkle a few scrums and tell them to try to confuse and suppress our young votes in communities like Pinto. If that is what the UNC is offering, Pinto Road and Arima, I invite you to reject the UNC. On the other hand, brothers and sisters, in the People's National Movement, we are proposing a man of decency, a man of high integrity, a man who have worked hard and be able to aspire, and today could be a successful businessman, could be a member of parliament for Lahakita Talparo, and he can be, brothers and sisters, our Minister of Youth Development and National Service. So when we want to talk to our young people, we invite Foster Cummings. When we want to talk to our young people, we invite Chairman Josiah Austin. When we want to talk to our young people, we invite Kobe Sandy. When we want to talk to our young people, the People's National Movement invites me, Kareem Marshall, your next member of parliament for Lavender West. And when we come to talk to you, brothers and sisters, we are going to tell you that in education, we need to understand this, that they are selling us this story that every person in communities like Pinto and in La Hocketa and in Maloney and in Beetham and in Laventel and on the train line,
They are selling us a story as if we have not benefited from Eric Williams' free education, that we have not benefited from Patrick Augustus Mervyn Manning free tertiary education, that we have not benefited from the PNM policies such as CCC, MILAT, MUS, HYPE, Project Hoist, YAP, the Youth Aquaculture Program, the Youth Shade House Program. Brothers and sisters, all of these are PNM programs, so that we are saying that we are offering two roads. The first road is if you go through traditional academics. You go to primary school, you go to secondary school, you get your passes, you go on to Form 6, or you go and do a first degree. And after that, you go and do your bachelor's. And after that, you do your master's. And if you feel like it, you do your PhD. And you become a professional. The vast majority of our young people on the East-West corridor do not take that train up, because a lot of you are benefiting from it, and that you are coming out and being successful people and productive citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. Let no one write our story and tell us that we can only eat grass and that we are criminals. We must reject that. We must stand firm in the belief that the People's National Movement has created avenues for our young people to excel. And brothers and sisters, we know that not everybody will go down the academic road. But we know that some people might be blessed with their hands. They might want to be the best mason, the best hairdresser, the best nail tech, the best carpenter, the best mason. And brothers and sisters, it is this PNM government that has invested in our young people by creating the program, so that if you are not interested in the traditional academic role, that you can find something productive to do. We have created those avenues, and I'm asking you to step forward and protect that. Protect these programs, protect free education, protect all these amazing programs that have been developed by your Minister of Youth Development and National Service. And we are committed not only to continuing those programs, but expanding all these programs in the new chapter, and to also bring new programs, and to also bring a lot of these programs to your doorstep, right to your community centers, where you can get accredited training right in your community. Doesn't that sound like a great idea? So brothers and sisters, I want to tell you that voting is important. Because when you vote, brothers and sisters, you are protecting that. Those opportunities don't exist all over the Caribbean. They don't exist all over the world. And even if they exist in some form or fashion, I can assure you that it is not free. And not only is it not free, but they are not going to pay you to come and learn. The People's National Movement, brothers and sisters, we are the ones that are producing these kind of programs. So I ask you in these next 2 days to reach out to a young person in your family who think that voting is important. I mean, I don't care about that, and I'm doing nothing for me. I mean, studying that. Choices have consequences. And to vote is a choice, but also not to vote is a choice too. And we must guide our young people away from that. You know, brothers and sisters, what happened in 1986. You know what happened in 2010. Our young persons who turned 18, 19, and 20 were in primary school in 2010. They don't understand what went on between 2010 to 2015. It is incumbent upon us, sensible and knowledgeable adults in Trinidad and Tobago, to talk to our children, talk to our nephews, talk to our nieces, talk to our neighbors, talk to the young men on the block, and invite them, brothers and sisters, to be a part of this duty on Monday. You have 2 days and you have homework. The People's National Movement here in PNM, we are giving you some homework, and we are asking you to reach out to our young people, and young people who know the PNM message. We are asking you to talk to your friends, tell your friends, because the UNC is running a campaign to suppress our votes, to suppress our young people from coming out and voting, to making them believe that there is no part of the economic pie for them, and it don't matter. Young people, step forward and take responsibility for this nation and for your future. Step forward. So brothers and sisters, I want to be sure that on election night, when the ballots are counted, brothers and sisters, that I can call my brother in Toko Sangagandi, in Roger Monroe, and he will tell me that red is the word. I am sure, brothers and sisters, to call my brother in La Hoqueta Talparo, and he tell me it's red is the word. I am sure to call in Tunapuna, and they tell me it's red is the word. I'm sure to call in St. Joseph, and they tell me that red is the word. I'm sure to call in San Fernando West, and they tell me that red is the word. They're sure when they come Lavantel West, it's only red is the word. Brothers and sisters in Arriba, when I call Auntie Penny, I want you to be sure that red is the word in Arriba, red is the word in Arriba, red is the word in Arriba. And brothers and sisters, you will find us in Balize House, where we will all gather in jubilation and joy as we all scream, red is the PNM, red is the PNM, red is the PNM, and we shall prevail. Thank you, brothers and sisters.
Yo, yo. These are the biggest collab. Dang. Dang.
That is the word. That is the word, my dear friends. That is the member of parliament. Them in the pickup side don't have the kind of candidates like Karim Marcel. They can try, but they don't have it. They don't have it at all. Put it together again for Karim Marcel, your next member of parliament for Lavantel West. I move on to your next speaker. And it gives me utmost pleasure to introduce your next speaker. I saw a video yesterday with some influencer trying to pronounce this man's name and call him Froster. But because Minister Cummins is a shepherd, her spirit couldn't amount or bring herself to call his name properly. So here she had to say Froster. But I want to tell them in the UNC that his name is Foster Cummings. And he is set to become the next member of parliament for La Hoqueta Talparo, the mayor of La Hoqueta. He is the Minister of Youth Development and National Service. He is our General Secretary of the People's National Movement. He is the author of Red is the Word. He is the author of PNM. And I want you to please welcome, give him a Pinto welcome, and Rima welcome, and stand with me and welcome Mr. Foster Cummings, your next member of parliament for La Hoqueta Talparo.
Come down and deliver me. Come down and deliver me. Oh, come down and deliver me. Come down and deliver me. Oh, Jehovah Jireh, you're my provider. Holy Ghost. Oh, Jehovah Nissi, my Lord, remember me. Hey, come down and deliver me. Come down and deliver me. Oh, come down and deliver me. Come down and deliver me.
Pinto PNM, Arima PNM. I'm very happy to be here with you tonight with my sister Penny. I know some of you want to move out from under that tent and come right in front of the stage here, because this thing getting a bit exciting. Let me just recognize the Member of Parliament for the constituency of Arima, your candidate who is going to return the Arima seat to the People's National Movement, the Honorable Penelope Beckles.
And if you can't pronounce Penelope properly, you could just say Penny. Not acceptable. I attend many functions and I see them scrambling to pronounce poor Penny name. I say, if you're getting tired with the Penelope, just simply say Penny. Everybody know who you're talking about. But I'm happy to come and join. I hope there's a P&M truck passing there. Thank you, driver. Thank you. Great is the P&M. Great is the P&M. Great is the P&M. Great is the P&M. Tomorrow is Saturday. I invite you to say some good prayers. Followed by Sunday, I invite you to pray some more. Because at this point in time, just a few hours away from making one of the biggest decisions you will have to make, I don't know there's much that I can tell you if you have already decided who you're going to vote for. All right. But what I want to say to you tonight is that you have a very important decision to make. You have already made the decision that you are going to vote. That's on the first batch I'm talking to. For those who have decided you are going to vote and you are going to vote wisely and make a decision for the betterment of the country, we know you are going to vote for the P&M. We know in Arima you are going to vote for Penny. But I say to you tonight that don't stop there. I want to convert all of you tonight, not just into voters, but into activists and canvassers and runners for the P&M to make sure that we get every single vote on every single street in Arima. And you don't stop there. Get on your phone. This thing must be like a wildfire. Get on your phone and talk to your relatives wherever they are, especially your relatives who live in La Hocata, Talparo. Call them up and tell them, make sure and go to the polls, because somehow we sometimes get complacent. This is not a time to become complacent. We have to make sure that we protect Trinidad and Tobago from the UNC, my friends. Last night I was in Sangre Grande, went up to support my brother Monroe and to support the candidate for Komoto Manzalina as well. And I saw a sea of red in Sangre Grande that gave me great encouragement. But I want to say to you that as much as you are present here in this meeting tonight, and some of you listening to us in your homes, some of you taking us on social media, we are at a juncture in Trinidad and Tobago where there are some people in this country, notwithstanding the fact that they were here between 2010 and 2015, who observed the way Kamla Prasad Bisesa and the UNC ran this country into the ground. There are some people in this country, because of their hate for Eric Williams P&M, who are still prepared to take the economy, the finances, the future of Trinidad and Tobago and put it back there. There are still some people. And we have spent a lot of time trying to convince some of them that you need to take the interests of your country first. And some may not have been convinced. So just because there are some people who do not think that they have a responsibility to protect this country, because you know better, you have a responsibility to make sure and come out and vote very, very early. You have a responsibility to make sure and win this seat convincingly. I want to tell you, expand and increase your margin in Arima. Expand it. How much you won by the last time? If your margin was 5,000 or 6,000 on the last occasion, give us a margin of 8,000 more. We will also increase our margin in Toko, Sandy Grande, in La Hoqueta, Talparo, in Maloney, all over, because we need to send a very strong signal. I want to say to you, there's a lot to protect. Kareem spoke earlier, and he mentioned a lot of the youth programs that we have instituted in the country to make sure and protect and give guidance to our young people. And we have to vote to protect those things. You would have been observing the way the country is operating to protect our energy industry. And we have to vote to protect that. You'd have noticed that we had a very deliberate strategy in securing the finances of this country. And you have to vote to protect that. You'd have noticed that we are not reckless and we're not trying to fool public servants. We're talking about what we can actually afford. Some people don't like to hear it, but we can't break down the treasury. We have to preserve this country, and you have to vote to protect that. And most importantly, there are a bunch of people called the UNC who are very unpatriotic, who are very dishonest in their dealings, and cannot be trusted to run this country again. And therefore, you have to vote to keep them out of the treasury of Trinidad and Tobago. This is serious, serious business. So I look forward when Monday comes that Arima will not only be counted in the red column, but as General Secretary of this movement, I will be able to look along with my colleagues and say Arima has done exceptionally well. You have increased your margin of victory, and you will be coming on to Balize House in true victorious style. And when that day comes, don't be afraid to show off. Because when you are victorious, you must express it. In my own constituency, I have declared La Hoqueta, Talparo, the new city. Penny always tell me you have to become a borough before you become a city. But we jump past the borough status. We have declared La Hoqueta, Talparo a city. And every city must have a mayor. So I am not only MP, I am MP and mayor of the city of La Hoqueta, Talparo. And if the UNC feel they can come and sneak La Hoqueta Talparo away from the mayor of La Hoqueta Talparo, they have another thing coming. We are going to protect what is ours. You bunch of bandits. Could you imagine? You know that it's like a rat watchman in cheese. It's like a cat watchman and rat. Would you do that? If you know your dog sucking egg, you're going to put the crater egg in the dog kennel? This is serious business. These people are not concerned about the development of the country. It is as simple as that. When you ask me, what has the PNM ever done for me? I say to you, what the PNM has done for you is to protect the reserves of this country away from the hands of the thief in UNC. To start with. And because we have been able to do so, those of you on pension, you can still receive your pension. Those of you who are public servants, you are receiving your salary every month. Those of you who depend on any sort of service from the state, you can receive it because the PNM has protected your assets away from the thieving hands of the United National Congress. And that is worth voting for. So I say to you, I look forward to the Monday night. When you're driving down the highway heading to Port of Spain, we have created a PNM village at the corner of Tumpuna Road. Look on your left-hand side. You will see the PNM village right there. You're free to drop in and celebrate with us because we are taking one by one, starting from Toko Sandy Grande PNM, Arima PNM, La Hokata Talparo PNM, Maloney PNM, Dabini PNM, Tunapuna PNM, St. Joseph PNM, Port of Spain PNM, San Fernando PNM, Diego Martin PNM. They could count how much marginals they want. It's PNM, 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 PNM. And we're going to return to the governance of Trinidad and Tobago. So comes, sorry, you try, you lost the last 8 elections or whatever number, your time gone, expiration date reach. The PNM is going to continue to govern this country for the benefit of all the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. I thank you, Sister Penny, for inviting me here tonight. This is a lovely PNM crowd. And I ask you to take the advice to vote not only solely for the PNM, but to make sure all your friends, your family, your auntie, your uncle, your nenen, everybody comes out and votes solidly for the PNM so that on Monday we can all say with great pride and joy, great is the PNM, great is the PNM, great is the PNM, and we shall prevail. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Love you all. Friends and family with love for TNT. From the mountaintop to the valley low. Red as your word. Red as your word in Arima. Thank you very much, General Secretary. Well, His Worship the Mayor, the MP of La Hokata, Pastor Cummings. We will now have some entertainment and to bring you some good vibes is your own boy from Pinto, Arima, and he goes by the name Benefit, also known as Ricardo Matthew. Put hands together for him, please. Put hands together for your homeboy.
Good night, good night. We ready? We ready? Well, let me introduce myself better. My name is Ricardo Matthew, also known as Benefits. I come from Arima. And out there in life as youths, we do stuff in life that we just regret further our knowledge. And tonight, I just want to say a prayer for the youths of my community and the whole of Trinidad and Tobago. I'd like to know if you all will assist me in saying that prayer. All you will help me? Right. DJ Bongsy beat for me now. Nah, not that. You see? Yeah. So good night, everybody, again. Yeah. Nada in it. Well, squeeze. Since we have now technical difficulties, I'll do it a cappella. Right? Yeah, play that one. Else not gonna play it. Nada in it. Well, people, can God please help sweetie auntie where's the love from in my country, brother killing brother just for your color, because some praise Jah, some praise Allah. Can God please help sweetie auntie where's the love from in my country, brother killing brother just for your dollar, because some praise Jah, some praise Allah. Right now, I just want people follow me so I could start up a colony and stop filling cemeteries. But I have these memories, and I wish it could have better days. And all I seen is the crime rates, and mothers they're shedding tears. So I ask now, who cares? Can God please help sweetie auntie where's the love from in my country? Brother killing brother just for your color, because some praise Jah, some praise Allah. Can God please help sweetie auntie where's the love from in my country? Brother killing brother just for your dollar, because some praise Jah, some praise Allah. Trinidad have one big history, how it turns so that is the mystery. Ask questions, it make no sense to me. Eyes open, but I still can't see how people could turn so dark inside and not look back one thought in mind. Searching for love, but it can't find. Oh me, oh my. Can God please help sweetie auntie where's the love from in my country? Brother killing brother just for your color. Ready there for me? Just leave that, I will use that. Yeah, leave it, I could use that. Well, some years back, I end up making a jail. You understand? It playing slow. Some years back, I end up making a jail for 3 years for some stuff I did in the past. It was not nice. So in that 3 years, I rehabilitated myself and come out and work, trying to work better in society. But growing up as a youth, my father always teach me something. So tonight I would like to teach the youth what my father teach me. So it's better to hear it from someone young, your age, than somebody older now, boy. So you can relate. So I go tell you about it, right? Father says, son, it's a cool world, cool friends and cool girls. Nobody features in the whole world. Nobody. Father says, son, it's a cool world, friends and cool girls. Nobody features in the whole world. Yeah. Mankind is deceitful, so me not drop my guard. Keep my eyes open, me look for frauds. Life sweet living here is a messed up task. To get the light, you must live in the dark. Traumatized by friends, so me hit my heart. Drink a lot these days to evade the thoughts. Knife deep in my back and it miss my heart. Scarce get healing time, not a messed up heart. It's a cool world, cool friends and cool girls. Nobody fit just in the world. Froggy said this street sweet, but the dread like to take and see a get lash. You go and see who wake. Them are like your things, so them are watch you with screw face and put it up to die. And say die true fate and mankind lose. Just like shoes lace, no hesitate to squeeze it in them out like toothpaste. Just give them time, see them true ways. Dirty like water running at this switch place and blood go and shed. Wait till few tears them fighting for scaps a dog and let out a 2 cage. Everybody have a blessed night. Benefits was the name. We ready?
Put your hands together for your own homeboy benefits. And in the People National Movement, we encourage youth development, and we encourage putting our young people in a position where they can be the best that they can be in the People's National Movement. So put your hands together again once more for benefits. To bring some remarks to you now is the chairman of the Tunapuna Piako Regional Corporation. He is the councillor for the district of Macoya, Trin City, and he is one of the youngest chairman in our country right now. So put your hands together again for Mr. Josiah Austin, your chairman of TPRC. Put your hands together for him, please.
My Arima family, how you feeling? Nah man, I'm missing something. My PNM Arima family, how you feeling? We are ready and yes. Permit me to recognize the Honorable Penelope Beckles, stalwart, mentor, friend of mine, your next member of parliament for Arima. Permit me to also recognize the deputy mayor of Arima. Also permit me to recognize the stalwart, the hardest hard, Mr. Ashton Ford, good friend and mentor of mine. Also, Chief Ricardo Barrett, it's proud to have you in the region of Tunapuna Piako. All other specially invited guests, my people of Arima, my family. You know, it's always a pleasure to be here. You know, and at this time, let me also recognize, I saw him around, the counselor for the area, my good friend, Councillor Roger Moore. It's a pleasure. You know, we always joke about the electoral districts we represent. And when we had our town meetings, I'd always say, you know, you'll get the biggest crowd in Macoya Trin-City. And when we came to Santa Rosa, and you all came out in the numbers, I said, nah, boy, we can't beat that. But it shows that the people of Arima, the people of this part of Arima in particular, you mean business and you care about community. So it's always a pleasure to be here and address you, especially where the Tunapuna Piako Regional Corporation is concerned. You know, I will record some things written here because I want to speak a little on what I've observed, particularly in Arima, and what the corporation has planned for this part of the region that falls under the Tunapuna Piako Regional Corporation. The time has come to make a choice, not just for Arima, Mausika, Malabar Mausika, La Hoqueta Talparo, Komoto Manzanilla, Toko Sandy Grande, Trin-City Maloney, but for the future of our nation. On April 28th, 2025, we don't just vote for a candidate, we vote for service, integrity, and progress under the new leadership of the Honorable Prime Minister Stuart Young, SC. And in Narima, we have a champion who has never left your side, a woman of action, a people's person, Mrs. Penelope Beckles Robinson. She isn't just a part-time representative. She's on the ground, in your communities, listening to your struggles and delivering real solutions. While others make promises, Penny delivers. She doesn't just show up at election time. She's been fighting for you long before the campaign and will keep fighting long after. Arima, in the words of the great Arima icon, Lord Kitchener, we will beat them in this election. It is not as easy as they say. It will take a stronger opposition to beat the PNM party on Monday. I am proud to be here tonight as the chairman of the Tunapuna Piako Regional Corporation to not only endorse the candidacy of Ms. Penelope Beckles Robinson, but also to report on a few initiatives that will impact the constituency here. And I know the member of parliament will speak about the upgrades of the space, the much needed upgrades of the space, some of which I've already discussed with Councillor Moore, some that we will do, some that your member of parliament has advocated for. And last week we saw self-help right over there, and Ministry of Sport and Community Development to upgrade your pavilion. And we in the Tunapuna Piako Corporation will be doing what's necessary to continue upgrading the space, the much needed upgrades, and the rest of the facilities that fall under our watch. But I want to speak particularly about the Eagle Eye project. That's a project that we've launched together with the Tunapuna Station Council. And I left the corporation today. And while leaving, we had some men installing some TVs, and we were upgrading the camera system. We are now delving into the Eagle Eye project with the Tunapuna Station Council, where we will be monitoring at least 400 plus cameras in our region, and particularly here in the Arima constituency. We've gotten a donation. We have gotten a donation of 4 TVs. We've gotten a donation of 2 computer systems, and they're installing it right now. But I'm saying that to show that we are taking crime and criminal activity very seriously in the Tunapuna Piako Regional Corporation that's led by a PNM council. And I'm saying that to say because in Tunapuna in particular, we have the opposition sending forward someone who has years of service in the police service. And when you ask them what is a community center, they tell you it's a center for the community. But in speaking about the crime and what we are doing about the crime, I've listened closely about their plans for crime. And when you ask them what is the plan for crime, what is the policies you have for crime, they tell you cameras, gates, patrols. Come on. That is what the Tunapuna candidate, the opposition candidate, is saying about crime. We are taking crime very seriously. We've put it into action. We are monitoring all parts of the region. We span all the way to Aripo, Blanchisseuse, and I must say the council and your member of parliament has it really hard with the terrain and the parts of the region that they serve. But we are taking it very seriously. And I just want to mention to you some of the parts of this region, this constituency, in which we'll be monitoring. So for security purposes, we'll be monitoring Aripo, Dump Road, parts of Pinto, Mount Zion, Kingdom Avenue, down to Santa Rosa. That's just to mention some parts that will be monitored for security purposes through our municipal police. Where public health and dumping is concerned, we'll be monitoring Larry Street Road and the Eastern Main Road, Tech Substation, Pinto Road, Demerara, Jacob Hill, Racecourse, Carapo, just to name a few. We are taking security and public health very seriously, and this community will be benefiting very shortly from this. But ladies and gentlemen, just to endorse your candidate, your member of parliament who has been serving you for the past, if we put it together, it's a lot. But we've seen the development. Yes, indeed. Your member of parliament has assisted where community engagement is concerned, education and youth empowerment, social support and welfare, digital transformation. And I must say, and Councilor Moore will bear me on this, I've seen the upgrades in Arima, in the heart of Arima, with the LED screens and all of that. And I've sent in my requests, and soon we may be seeing that in Kirab Junction. But you all are the front runners, and I must give you all kudos and to the thinking and the public-private partnerships that your member of parliament has engaged. But ladies and gentlemen, there are many other projects and programs that can be mentioned. This election is about trust. Trust in a leader who answers your calls. Penny Beckles Robinson, she has kept on the ground and impacted Arima through her dedication to community and selfless service to you. Trust in a government that kept our economy stable in the most difficult times. Trust in a party that has continued to demonstrate its commitment to youth. The PNM is serious about youth. Ladies and gentlemen, look at this. We have our own alderman, Kobe Sandy, the youngest representative in local government. Kobe Sandy hailing from Point Fortin. Ladies and gentlemen, we have young Roger Moore, who is a leader now in the Tunapuna Piako Regional Corporation. You have young Kareem Marcel, who will enter the Parliament, the House of Representatives, as the youngest member of Parliament. You have myself, Josiah Austin, the youngest serving chairman in Trinidad and Tobago. The PNM is very serious about youth, and we've always put youth forward. And we have serious mentors like the Honorable Camille Robinson Regis, the Honorable Foster Cummins, yours truly, the Honorable Penelope Beckles, who has a senior role in Parliament, who has a senior role here on the ground. She's always walking and representing you and making things happen. That don't come easy. You don't see that in the UNC, ladies and gentlemen. Trust in a future of growth and opportunity. Don't listen to the UNC who are coming to you with lies. Because one thing you can do when you are in opposition is say anything you want to do. Trying to fool people, because the responsibility of making difficult decisions is yours. But we know better. I remember as a youth hearing an old calypso from Lord Nelson called King Lear that referred to teacher Percy, who knew how to tell a good lie. They say the PNM has done nothing in the last 10 years. You hear a lie? They say when the UNC wins, everybody wins. You hear a lie? They say they are bringing back honesty in government. You hear a lie? They say devaluing the currency, not in their plan. You hear a lie? They say they will win the elections on Monday, the 20th of April, 2025. You hear a lie? Arima, the choice is clear. This is our moment to write a new chapter, one of unity, progress, and prosperity. A chapter where Arima rises, where Trinidad and Tobago rise. So on April 28th, Arima, we will vote resoundingly, solidly for Penelope Beckles Robinson, because she has been proven and tested many times. La Hocketa Talparo, we are moving forward with Foster and we now look back. Lavantil West, we rally behind Team Kareem. And when all the ballots have been counted, my Arima family, we will gather here on this iconic location. We will pick up Minister Cummings and team in phase 2 La Hocketa. You will meet me and the Honorable Camille Robinson Regis and team by Bonham Hall. We will swing on the beatum for Keith Kareem and team and onward to Balize House and celebrate in victory. And we will say in one voice, great is the PNM, great is the PNM, great is the PNM, and we shall prevail. I thank you.
We go beat them this election. It is not as easy as they say. It would take a stronger opposition to be the PNM party today.
Thank you very much, Chairman Josiah. Pay it together again for Chairman Josiah Austin. Pinto Arima, make some noise for yourself. DJ, play a little mix for them. Play a little mix. I want to see all these flags. I want to see the flags. I want to see a wake up, Arima. I want to see a wake up, Arima, tonight, and remind them that Monday's election day to go and vote early for Penelope Beckles, for the People's National Movement. DJ, run a track. Bring the flag. Bring the flag. Bring the flag. Bring the flag. And wake up, Arima. Hold the flags now. And let's get it started.
What yo. I'm telling you, all work and no play, me say, no way. We don't want no matter that. I need a stress reliever. 2 drinks in the hand and a girl in the middle. That's because we need to find the middle. For the sake of peace of mind, so the middle of the road is clear. You'll find me and my friend and them because we will so hard. For we are a party. They promote a finer venue that the nation is allowed one with 20 Titanic.
Thank you very much, DJ. Don't worry, you have more that later on the road. That was the warm up. Because you gotta remind them in Arima that Arima is PNM, 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 PNM. And to bring entertainment to you tonight, another local boy. And I like how entrepreneurs is using the young men in your community in a positive way, unlike some of them in the UNC who see us as, I wouldn't go down that road. But tonight we have Mr. Hammond Mitchell to serenade us with our national instrument. Play hands together again for your homeboy, Mr. Hammond Mitchell.
1, 2.
Right, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. The People National, that is it, that is it. So this one, by the way, my name is Hammond Mitchell. Some would know me as Gifted also. And I also have some original pieces. And I want to do a piece that I composed a couple years ago. The name of the song is Stay Woke. So the People National Movement need to stay woke at all times, right? DJ Bongset. Hey, hey, a long time me recognize, but me keep it cool. Deceitful, you and see them wicked and cruel. Can't tie me down with them evil as doings. Insist them going to this and them this and I refuse. Better watch yourself cause I'm never watch. You and see vision only bad for you. A different level I pretend good and never be my friends thinking of money man carrying you. Fake smile on your average face. Humans, a lot of them is hating. Stay woke cause I'm anticipating on their next move when they congregate. Careful who you affiliate with. The nicest wolf in sheep. Yo, keep it's gonna be Beckers, hear them. Listen, yeah, I know them out for me. Terrorizing every level of my energy. Going out and sticking to myself is the remedy. A very thin line, it is what it is. Fully focused people, national movement, it was meant to be. Trying to kill my vibes, call them heavy. Plus the devil come in disguise, trying to tempt me. I read between the lines, the envy while they trying to friend. Listen, choppy, plain talk, real life, them uncomfortable, plus them unhappy. Hence we don't trust UNC. Claim same family and busting up them out with Tom, Dick and Harry. Kill them at the hey, DJ, you need to pull it out, pull. Hold it, hush it righty. If we're not listening, we're not paying attention, right? You all have to listen. This is our original piece, and I'm going to reshuffle the words a bit to bash we are a bash, right? DJ Bong, say it again. From the top. Hey, jump it. Long time we recognize, but me keep it cool. Deceitful, bad mind, them wicked and cruel. Can't tie me down with them evil as doing. Insist I'm going to this and them just not refuse. Better watch yourself cause them never watch. UNC vision only bad for you. A different level I pretend, but I never be my friends thinking up my name and carrying you. Big smile on UNC face. Humans, a lot of them is hating. Stay woke cause I'm anticipating on their next move when they congregate. Careful who you affiliate with. The nicest wolf in Miss Penelope Beckers. Get them. Listen. Yeah, I know them out for me. Terrorizing every level of my energy. Going out and sticking to myself is the remedy. A very thin line, it is what it is. Fully focused people, national movement, it was meant to be. Trying to kill my vibes, call them heavy. Plus the devil come in disguise, trying to tell me. I read between the lines, the envy while they're trying to friend. Yo, choppy, plain talk, real life, them uncomfortable, plus them unhappy, hence me not trust UNC. Claim same family, but busting up them out with Tom, Dick and Harry. Kill them dead somebody clappy, ya pussy all I call them catty. Them nah, claim, I switch it up and know the Irie. Them nah winning in I better watch yourself cause them never watch. UNC vision only bad for you. A different level I pretend, but I never be my friends thinking up. Yo! Fake smile on UNC face. Humans, a lot of them is hating. Stay woke cause them anticipating on their next move when they congregate. Careful who you affiliate with. The nicest wolf in sheep clothing. Keep a close eye on UNC face. Once again, say it twice, them will do anything for fame that me realize. I'm not fed up, call up my name. Not really surprised, cause no Lego 5 only fully jump out. Don't have no time for him. But you gathering me hammering down the team. Two now what up it is on the scene. And new news content is on the reveal. Mama start to scream. A long time me a turn up the grime and I fully active. Them a so like life. Now me reach to a point, cash the money. Cause them love the game. Hey, better watch yourself cause them never watch. UNC vision only bad for you. A different level I pretend could have never be my friend thinking up my name and carrying news. Big smile on UNC face. Humans, a lot of them is hating. Stay woke cause them anticipating on their next move when they congregate. Careful who you affiliate with. The nicest wolf in sheep clothing. Keep a close eye on UNC face. Thank you very much. Have a blessed night.
Big smile on the happy face.
You was a lot of them is hating. Stay woke cause I'm anticipating. On your next move and they congregate. Careful who you are for the dating. The dice is wolfing ship coming. If I go side on the perpetrator.
Thank you very much. Once again for Mr. Hammond Mitchell. Real talent right here in Arima. I was now telling my friend Shane where Auntie Penny finding these good young people from. And they are right here in Arima, PNM style. PNM style. And your next speaker is a brother of mine, a good friend of mine. And whenever you see Penny, you see him. And whenever you see him, you see Penny. And he is a champion in youth development. He is one of our most senior leaders in youth work in this country. And I'm so proud and happy to call him a brother. Please, Arima, Pinto, give Mr. Shane John a loud welcome. A loud welcome. Our friend not loud enough. Give Shane John a loud welcome. As I introduce to you Mr. Shane John to share with you this evening.
We love you so, we take good care of you. Only the PNM understands.
Arriba!
Only the PNM has a plan.
Pinto, good evening. You can do much better than that. Pinto, good evening. Let them hear you in Calvary. Pinto, good evening. My friends, it is good to be in Arima, and we have journeyed far to be here tonight. 2 more days until we re-elect the Honorable Penelope Beckers as your next member of Parliament for Arima. Allow me to recognize the lady of the moment, our shining penny, our member of Parliament for Arima and Minister of Planning and Development, the Honorable Penelope Beckers. In his absence, our General Secretary, Foster Cummings, Minister of Youth Development and National Service. Our candidate and our young brother, Kareem Marcel. Your chairman of this great region of Tunapuna Piako, Josiah Austin. I see in the crowd and make some noise for him, your councillor right here in Blancheshire, Santa Rosa, Roger Moore. I also see in the crowd your deputy mayor in Arima, Jovan Roberts. Allow me to recognize, growing up as a young boy, they call him the hardest hard. I don't know what that means, but the former mayor and MP for Arima, Ashton Ford. And of course, to recognize Chief Ricardo Barrett Hernandez of the Santa Rosa First Peoples. Arima, how are they feeling? Arima, are you ready? On Monday, we will be all in for Penelope Beckers. On Monday, we will be all in for Trinidad and Tobago. On Monday, we will be all in for Foster Cummings. On Monday, Pinto will be all in. On Monday, Santa Rosa will be all in. On Monday, Arima with the Honorable Penelope Beckers will be all in. I stand tonight as a proud son of the People's National Movement. You see, under the People's National Movement, we have developed policies that speak directly to you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago. I have had the honor to work with Penny Beckles for the past 5 weeks,
and working with her for the past 5 years. And I can tell you that the People's National Movement has continued to deliver for the young people of Trinidad and Tobago. You see, it is very simple. As a young person, you do not have to spend any money to go to early child care centers. As a young person, you have the opportunity to attend primary school for free. As a young person, you have the opportunity to attend secondary school education for free. And could you believe, my friends, that there are places right up the region within the Caribbean where young people are not afforded the opportunity to get free education, and Trinidad and Tobago has the opportunity and has continued to provide free education for young people in this great country. You see, working with the Member of Parliament for Arima, Penelope Beckers understands the importance of young people. And so when you come to the Member of Parliament's office, you see a face and a sea of young people within her office. There are so many young persons that the Member of Parliament has entrusted with the responsibility to connect with you over the past 5 years. And these young people within the office, of whom I have had the pleasure to work with, we provide many services for the people of Pinto and Santa Rosa. Under the guidance of Penelope Beckers, young people in Arima have the opportunity to come to the office to improve their resumes. Young people in Arima have the opportunity to come to the office to get a recommendation to go to any job that they like and they aspire to. Young people can come to the office to get a recommendation for MyLat, CCC, and Youth in Agriculture program. And that is good representation. So come Monday, the choice is clear with the Honorable Penelope Beckers. Now, we are on the cusp of a new chapter. And under this People's National Movement, we will be offering so much more for the young people of Trinidad and Tobago. As a young person, this one hits home for me. The government, come Monday, the 28th of April, will be delivering for young people in Trinidad and Tobago and to the people of Arima, Pinto, and Santa Rosa over 3,000 service lots for young adults who are looking to start their new homes. The People's National Movement will give $20,000 in grants for young people who are looking to become first-time owners, household owners. The People's National Movement will strengthen youth businesses through NETCO and give opportunities to young businesses. We will also continue to ensure to create a national job marketing database for young people in Trinidad and Tobago. I want to share with you my story because this is not no ordinary movement. I have had the pleasure of traveling to the United Nations through the good work of the People's National Movement. And it is there I met the gem of Arima, the Honorable Penelope Beckers Robinson. And it was in 2019, and I saw this lady, a leader, who continues to boldly represent Arima. And when she entered the rooms in the halls of the United Nations, so many world leaders stood up and looked at this woman as a leader representing Trinidad and Tobago as your permanent representative to the United Nations. That is good leadership. My friends, you see the member of parliament featuring young people. She is about giving opportunities to young people and ensuring that no youth in Arima is left behind. So, tonight, I call on the young people of Pinto. We have walked and visited you in the last 5 years. I have had the good fortune as a young person to see firsthand the work of the Honorable Penelope Beckers and the work of the People's National Movement through the Ministry of National Service and Youth Development. I want to leave with you those that are listening, members of the Pinto community. There are many times you do not know what the People's National Movement have to offer. And I want to encourage you, come the 29th of April, when the Honorable Penelope Beckles Robinson becomes your next member of parliament for Arima, and the People's National Movement return as your government, you will come to us and you will take everything that the People's National Movement is offering for the youth of Trinidad and Tobago, for we must go forward together. And my friends, I know you are waiting to hear Penelope Beckles, so I will not keep you much longer. I want to encourage each and every one of you. Tell your mother, tell your young person in your house who just turned 18, tell your grandparents, bring them out on Monday and vote solidly for Penelope Beckers Robinson as your next member of parliament for Arima. And so, when the votes are counted, there will be no call in Arima, and we will sing on the night of the election when Penelope Beckers becomes your next member of parliament. We will sing in one accord in Arima. We will sing with the People's National Movement. Great is the PNM. Great is the PNM. Great is the PNM. And we have prevailed.
Thank you very much, Shane. What an endorsement. What an endorsement from the youth of the People's National Movement. We want to go straight into another item of entertainment, another young person, another local homeboy, and help me welcome Mr. Akeem Keem Matthew to bring you some good entertainment for you tonight.
Yeah. Check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Good night, everybody. You see them pan, man, they are like what they're doing. We can play with that for a while. Oh yeah, keep it coming, keep it coming. Good night, everybody, again. I want to ask you something, right? Who you voting for? Who you voting for? Who you voting for? Who you voting for? Because we ready. Yeah, we ready. Yeah, we ready. Yeah, we ready. Who you voting for? Who you voting for? Who you voting for? Who you voting? Wait, you see Penny? Hey, she loved the whole of Arima. Don't blood, bypass Matarita. You see, can't win, must lean back. Yeah, she went bad like a gringo from the time that Patty Pinto. We live like Kevin. Can you see? Hey, yo, I'm telling you, his vibes up in here. You what I'm saying, right? You what I'm saying, right? Right, who you voting for? Who you voting for? Who you voting for? Who you? All right. You what I'm saying, right, fam? People, thanks a lot. That was real vibes. I love it. I swear to God, I feel like I speak them for life. I swear no capping inside of here. All right, you what I'm saying, right? I want the DJ to squeeze something from a DJ. I want to play that song I did for Penny, right? Thanks, pan people. You know what I'm saying, right? I just want to say something before I sing my song, right? As I get to youth coming up from right down, brother Rima, or you can say the whole of Arima. Before I say that, let me just say, pick up Arima now. Anybody ever Arima? Any Arima people? They know Arima people? All right. So I just want to say, right, coming from Arima, in Dumbrod especially, a lot of people don't come up by here, right? Because, you know, things update, have a lot of crime, a lot of tough things. So, a woman like Penny now, I wouldn't like to say old, but ageable woman, they'll shame a lot of these fellas because she coming up there and giving out gifts, showing love, you know what I mean? Like being an inspirational hero now. So I write this song, not just for the event, but from my heart to just say respect to she. DJ, squeeze that song for me now. Play this song.
You see, Penny.
Why? Listen.
Love the whole of Arima.
The dump road, bypass Matarita. Watch, hey. Like a rainbow, full support from dump road and Pinto. Come in. And if you. Wait, I saw she team go. Because anyway she go, you know she team go. DJ, give me a little load, right? Let me tell them something, right? Hey, Penny going all in and you don't know. So pull up in the booth and get she a vote. She can for the young, even for the old. They right raise her back and forgetting the lyrics. Sorry about everybody, but enjoy the song. Hey. How we say, why? If you know this song, just sing it to me, right? It is. Real bad like a gringo, full support from Dumbrod and Pinto. Come be skillful. You know she team go. And let me got the whole red team. PNM, we love all you. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep this country safe. You know what I mean? Boom, 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 boom.
You see, Penny, she love the whole of Arima. Dump road, bypass Matarita. You see them can't win, so it's best all you lean back.
Young people in action, Penny in action. But I know you are ready to hear your candidate. But in order for you to hear your candidate, you must give her a welcome like no other. And I want the rhythm section to play something. And I want the DJ as well to play something as well with the rhythm section. And I want to see all the flags. I want to see all of the signs. I want to see everybody on their feet to welcome Miss Beckles. But before we do that, let's get the action started, man. Rhythm section, DJ, flags. I find so. Arima. Come to the front. To welcome your next member of parliament. To welcome your Minister of Flooding and Development, to welcome your MP today, tomorrow, Monday, and Tuesday. Come to the front. Penny. I ain't hearing you. Introducing the gem of Arima, your member of parliament for Arima, the Honorable Penelope Beckles.
Arriba, had it, Maturita, had it, Santa Rosa, had it, Lagniappe, had it, Arriba, had it, Maturita, had it, Santa Rosa, had it, Lagniappe, had it, Arriba, had it, Maturita, Santa Rosa, Doña Rosa, Guadarrima, Machueta, 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 Santa Rosa, Doña Rosa.
Pinto, Dump Road, Larry Street, Santa Rosa, Calvary, Arima Posse. This is the PNM. Okay, let me just say thank you to everyone, and of course my colleagues, Kareem Marcel, the next Member of Parliament for Laventille West, and the Honorable Foster Cummings, the Member of Parliament for La Hoqueta Talparo and Minister of Youth and National Service. They were here, but you know, today is Friday, just 2 days away from that very special day. So they have been here, and I have acknowledged them because they have now gone to their respective meetings. Let me thank Kobe, Sandy, Alderman, for chairing this meeting. And I also want to thank Mr. Shane John as one of my speakers. Thank you very much, Shane. And of course, Chairman of the Tunapuna Piarco Regional Corporation. Thank you, Josiah Austin, and thank you to everyone who's here tonight. Let me especially acknowledge former Mayor and former MP, Mr. Ashton Ford, and thank Ricardo Barrath Hernandez, President of the Santa Rosa First Peoples, for being here and, of course, starting us off with the prayer. And I want to thank Hamon, Akim, and Omari. And you probably, you know, you mightn't always see a platform with, you know, as much entertainment. But let me just say that culture is very important to the PNM. And sometimes these opportunities that they have been given here, for us to see them live and in the flesh. As Ashton said earlier, Pinto has produced, and this is the Mickey Truckman Recreation Ground. Pinto has produced many sportsmen in the field of football, athletics, cricket, and Arima, the constituency itself, has produced many outstanding sportsmen. You know, Sunil Narayan, the Gomes brothers, and as Ashton said, in the field of athletics, bodybuilding, and many others. And we want to continue as a Member of Parliament. One of my responsibilities is to ensure that when the opportunities come their way, that I facilitate that. And therefore, when we had Akim and Haman and Amori here tonight as the Member of Parliament, I'm proud to know that we have, you know, performance like those, you know, those that we saw tonight, and the fact that they are produced right here. Dump Road, Larry Treat, Pinto, Arima. So let's give it up to all of them for coming up and showing us their talent. It's very important. And we know that whenever we talk about the link with culture and sports, you know that that is what Trinidad and Tobago is famous for. So I also want to say that I am proud to have given them that opportunity. But I wanted, somebody reminded me of the importance of talking about a particular video that has been circulating. Some of you would have seen a video that basically says that in the PNM, we're not all in. Now, why am I starting to talk about that? Because, you know, very often if we leave these things and we don't comment on them, people form the view that these things are true. And you would have had the opportunity to see the PNM in all its glory last night in Sandy Grande. So that whatever mischief that the United National Congress is trying to make, don't buy that.
we are all in the People's National Movement. So any distraction that they're trying to make, we'll put in up any video with the Prime Minister and myself and saying that we're not all in, ignore that. 2 days to go before the election, you are not to get distracted. And you see this concept of yellow is the code, and this concept of secrecy. And any party that wants to have a brand of secrecy, you must think twice. Because governance is not about secrecy. Governance is about transparency. So do not get fooled by that. We are here tonight in Pinto Road, and I am especially happy to have this meeting here. And one of the concerns that you have had over the last couple of years is having broken down the pavilion, whether or not you're going to get back that pavilion. The Ministry of Sports through Sports TT came about 2 weeks ago with their officers. And of course, they made a certain presentation and a certain recommendation. So let me just make it clear that as a member of parliament, Pinto Road deserves one of the best pavilions that we can construct in Trinidad and Tobago. And I give you the commitment that as a member of parliament, I am going to ensure that is exactly what Pinto gets. Because we have seen, I mean, when we build a pavilion here, we're building it for the next 50 years. The one that was here was built a couple years ago. We had challenges with that, and the corporation indicated it wasn't safe to have it. They have come, they have made a presentation, and I will consult with the village council and the other sporting facilities and ensure that we build a pavilion here that's fit for purpose. I want to thank the Ministry of Public Utilities for ensuring that the lights are back up, and that we look forward to the management of the lights so that those who use it here for basketball and football, you have seen that the lights are one of the best that you could have here, and we must manage it and ensure that everyone can have the proper use of it. Let's give it up for the Ministry of Sports. So whenever you think about the People's National Movement, it is important for us to recognize that we are a party in unison. And we are talking about a legacy starting way from Dr. Eric Eustace Williams, coming to George Michael Chambers, coming to Patrick Manning, coming to Keith Christopher Rowley, and now coming to Stuart Richard Young. That is PNM ensuring that our policies and practices, notwithstanding the changes in leaders or prime ministers, but our policy that started years ago continues to live and live on and ensure that all the people of Trinidad and Tobago benefit. And that is policy and performance, People's National Movement style. So over the last 5 weeks, I have been walking through the length and breadth of Arima. And I use this time to share with you, because many of you do not know that we start in the forest of Las Cuevas and we go to La Follette, Blanchisseuse, Monlacroix, Paria, Heights of Aripo, and of course the southern boundary being the Churchill-Roosevelt Highway. So I also have Wallafield, Agua Santa, Peter Circular, Santa Rosa, Pinto, of course, Calvary, Mount Pleasant, and I now have extended as well to include Valencia. Yeah, what did I forget? Okay, so any area that I have forgotten, you have to forgive me, because yes, we have Macherita, can't forget Macherita. And you know, Bungie sang all about, you know, all the places in Arima. And they're all very, very special to me. Larry Treat, you know, Dump Road, Heights of Aripo, all very, very important. And as I walk the areas, of course, one of the things that you will always do is to remind me of the positive things and also remind me of the improvements. So this morning, Minister Leons would have been with me in Demerara Road, where we cut the ribbon for the completion of upgrade in that area. where they now have paved roads, drainage. And yes, some of the residents, complain that things may not be perfect, but it's an unplanned community. And I want to say thanks to the Land Settlement Agency and the Ministry of Housing for what I consider to be an upgrade in Demerara Road that is second to none. That is part of the People's National Movement 2030 vision when we talk about putting people first. So I want to say to the residents of Wallafield, Heights of Aripo, and all the different parts of Arima who are looking forward to an upgrade in your infrastructure, that it is coming. Everything may not come at the time in which you want to, but I assure you that it's all on the drawing board, and many of you would have seen the improvements. When I returned here in 2010 or in 2020, just after COVID, and one of the major complaints would have been the inconsistency in water supply. I don't have those complaints much anymore from the people of Santa Rosa, Calvary, Mount Pleasant, the borough of Arima. Yes, there is still some upgrade because, some people say to you they get water every other day. But most of the people, because of the intervention of the Honorable Marvin Gonzalez and WASA, the improvement has been quite considerable. There are still works to be done. They're going to start some works in the Heights of Aripo, and they will have drill wells in North Oropuch, in Torresilla, and several other places. And I'm sure the people of Pinto too can say that you have an improved supply. And if that is so, I want to ask you to give to the public utilities, former Minister Gonzalez, now Minister Imbert, and overall to the Water and Sewage Authority. Let's give it up to them. I want to switch a little bit to the health sector. And when I talk about the health sector, Arima has had the benefit of having one of the best hospitals constructed here in Arima. And those of you who might have had the opportunity to attend that hospital, most of you come and tell me how surprised you are at the service, at the equipment, and at the kind of money that has been invested for that modern hospital. Let's give it up for the hospital there in Arima. But today, there was an opening of the Arima Adult Emergency Facility. Again, when I walk from time to time, many of you here, whether it's in Pinto, whether it's in Arima, have said to me that one of your biggest challenges is when you go there to the health facility and the emergency facility. So I'm hoping that when you talk to me in the next couple of days, you can say to me that you have gone to that facility and you're going to see a drastic improvement. It has been upgraded. So those of you who go there now and you have challenges for medication, from strokes where the drugs previously was not available, the drugs are now available. When you took very long because there was basically one line and everybody had to wait. They have now improved that, and there are now 3 entrances, 3 different lines for different services. You now have consultants, and I spoke to a lady about 2 days ago, and she told me that the length of time that you had to wait for an ambulance to come sometimes from Mount Hope to take you right there to the hospital facility was extremely long. I can now say to you that that has changed, and when you go now to the emergency facility, you should have 100% improved service. And I want to ask you again to big it up to the Minister of Health, Mr. Davlin Thomas, and the staff of the Ministry of Health. They have also increased the beds as well, the capacities, And it is one of the real complaints for people in Arima to have gone to that emergency facility. And I am looking forward. I myself was invited to visit today, but unfortunately I didn't have the time. But I'll be doing so over the weekend so I can get my own experience as to the improvements in that facility. But that was one of your main complaints, and it has been addressed. I also want to say to you, and I'm using the opportunity tonight to make sure that I give you information that is important to you based on not just my walkabouts, but about my own vision for the improvement in Arima. So one of the other issues had to do with going to Tunapuna for the purposes of accessing your pension, the various seed grants, whether it is for plumbing, whether it is for electricity, and all the different grants offered by the Ministry of Social Development. So let me say to you that yesterday, with the Honorable Minister Donna Cox, we did an opening of the new facility that is located just behind Royal Bank. You'll have a 3-story building, complete with interview rooms, elevators. There will be a floor to deal especially with the application for the seed grants. So when you want to go now for your pension, for your public assistance, that facility that will be officially open in the next few months will be a one-stop shop, and every facility offered by the Ministry of Social Development will now be offered in Arima. So your pension, your disability, your public assistance, your application for the grants can be done right here in Arima. So you no longer will have to go to Tunapuna, and all the previous complaints that you have had. When you go there, you will see a state-of-the-art building, also a facility for children whilst you're doing your interviews. I'm really, really extremely happy, and I'm happy to be on this platform to give you good news. Let us thank and give a round of applause to my colleague, the Honorable Donna Cox. So to the people of Blanchishes, Heights of Aripo, all within Arima, inclusive of La Hoqueta, you can go comfortable to that facility here in the borough of Arima. And I'm sure our president of the Santa Rosa First Peoples, and Ashton and all the others, our deputy mayor, who's here as well, Jovan Roberts, that is good news, because we have been waiting on that for a while. And let me also say to you that the cabinet has approved the construction of the administrative complex in Arima. Now, it hasn't started as yet. The designs have almost been completed. They have also approved the outstanding funds for the Arima Town Hall. So we also know that in a couple of months, that town hall that is almost 90% plus completed, that town hall should also be open. So again, we want to thank the Minister of Local Government for ensuring that we would have that town hall, which is so very important to the people of Arima. So you could keep the claps going, yes. Our Minister of Youth was here today and talked a little bit, but I just want to expand. Now, I have seen a number of older people here. I've seen a lot of young people. And from time to time, when I am in my constituency office or when I walk about, I hear the complaints that the PNM is not doing enough for young people. Now, I want to say to the many of you who are here tonight that one of the things that I'm committed to improve on is ensuring that you are aware of the programs that exist. I am going to make it abundantly clear that from where I sit, there are a number of programs that you simply are not aware of. Now, I know in my time, and I know in Ashton's time, I know in Ricardo's time, and I know I see Mr. Ken Butcher here, former parliamentary secretary and former member of parliament for Sama Barataria, that in our time, we did not receive a stipend to go to these courses. Today, almost all the courses that are offered to you, you have a stipend that comes with it. And what does that do? It allows you to be able to attend the courses and have your money so that you can pay for transportation, lunch, and a couple other things. So I want to ask you, please, come to the office. And if you can't come to the office and you want me to come to you, organize your little groups and meetings so I can share with you the multiplicity of programs that exist. As Kareem Marcel said, whether you want to go into manicure, whether you want to open your little barber shop, you know, what you want to open a little business, you want to get into agriculture, there's a Civilian Conservation Court, MIC GAP, MUST, and the programs are all there. I see it all the time. And when I share this with the young people, many of them simply do not know that it exists. So yes, we have to improve on that issue of communication. We have to improve on getting to you wherever you are so you can know that the opportunities exist. The on-the-job training and that opportunity that Minister Cummins talked about, if you are interested in agriculture, where money can be allocated to you and a parcel of land, 2 acres of land, so you can get involved in agriculture. All of that exists. In the Ministry of Trade, there's a She Trades program where there's grant funding available for women in business. So there is the commitment to ensure that the opportunity is there for you to know that those programs exist. You may or may not recall that when the UNC came into office, they closed down the youth camps. Now you are hearing them saying every day all the love they have for young people and all what they're offering you. But if you recall, what was the objective of the youth camps? The objective of the youth camps was to give opportunities to those, particularly those that were interested in trade. And you know now that many times you want a good plumber, you want a good technician, you want a good electrician, you want a good mason, you want a good carpenter. And those programs that allowed you to develop those skills, they closed it down. And what has happened? The People's National Movement took a decision to reopen those youth camps. So many of you who want to go back into the youth camps, those opportunities are there. And I want to urge those of you who are here tonight, I want to say to you, there are programs that are available. Because I walk, whether it be Dump Road, whether it be Larry Street, whether it be Calvary, as I did recently when I was walking in Maturita, and a young man said to me, you know, Miss Beckers, they ain't have nothing for the youths. When I start calling out the programs, he simply was not aware of it. And I want to say to the parents who are here as well, you also have a responsibility, you know, because sometimes they say the MP, sometimes they say the government, but I also want to make a special plea to you to make the time as well to either come to the office, go to the Ministry of Youth, use the village council, use your various NGOs, and make sure that there is that collaboration that exists between my office, between your organization, because I'm willing at any time that you call me to come to wherever you are, to talk to you and to share with you about all the multiplicity of programs that exist. We all understand the importance of education. We understand the importance of technology. And during COVID, I witnessed firsthand what happened in some of the communities that I have responsibility to represent, whether it be the Heights of Aripo, some instances the North Coast, where you don't have Wi-Fi. And yes, you came to the office and you got a tablet, but because of the non-existence of Wi-Fi in communities, that was a challenge. So just last week, the government approved what you call these access centers. So many communities throughout Trinidad and Tobago, you will have free Wi-Fi. In the hospitals, and one of the programs and projects and my dream that I spoke about when I became a candidate in 2020 was to develop a smart city, which has been developed in Arima. So if you can go to Arima, you can go and get free Wi-Fi. And what does free Wi-Fi do? Free Wi-Fi, as you know, if you travel abroad, the first thing you do when you get off that plane is switch on your phone and see if you have free Wi-Fi. Why you do that? call your mother, call your husband, whoever it is, and say, look, I've landed safely. So we understand the concept and the reason for that. So not only in Arima, but the government has agreed that you set up these access centers all over Trinidad and Tobago. And that means that children can go there, do your homework, and it improves safety. Because if you are able very often to send a message quickly, if you're in a taxi or other places, then the chances are that the safety is one of the issues. It's a concern for you, but there's some protection around the whole issue of being able to connect easier. And I want to therefore congratulate my colleague, Minister Bacchus, because Trinidad and Tobago is one of the few countries where a government has established a Ministry of Digital Transformation. And what is that doing? In essence, that is ensuring that we improve our delivery in the public service. I am Minister of Planning and Development, and you can now go there in that ministry and apply online for your planning permission, whether it be a license. And you now have where you can get your passport in a day, your birth paper in a day. That is all about technology. That is all about modernization. And that is about using technology to make your lives a lot easier. And that is all part of the plans and policies of the People's National Movement. And why am I spending a little time to talk about it? Because you must understand that when the UNC comes to you and tell you yellow is the code and the PNM deliver nothing, I want you to remember that I've spent some time tonight reminding you that the People's National Movement is about delivery, delivery, and delivery. They are spending a lot of time giving you the impression that once they get in office, by next week, they can do virtually anything for you. It is important to understand how government works. And what they do very often is to build on the successes of the PNM. They build on the foundation and they build on the work that we have already done. And then they come and take credit for it. I want to remind you that in 2010, when they came into office, they told you that everyone who gets to the age of 65 is going to get a pension. You all remember that? Doesn't matter your salary, doesn't matter what. When you get there, everybody getting a pension. And guess what? All you believe that lock, stock, and barrel that everybody will get a pension. As soon as they got into office, couple months pass, a year pass, and people start to ask, but what the pension you promised me? You know, these people so bold-faced and would lie so brazenly. You know, they say that was a misprint in the manifesto. All you remember that? All you remember that? So those of you who are hurried to believe you're getting 10% increase in salary, you're getting increase in pension, you're getting increase in this, I'm warning you, all of that going to be a misprint. We are educated enough as a people to understand that when you have a budgetary process, all the books are available to you. Everything is online, so you can see for yourself. I heard the Honorable Kamala Prasad-Bissessar make reference to the fact that in every PNM constituency, everything poor, the people poor, the road are good, we are doing nothing for the PNM, we are spend no money on all our constituencies. That making sense? Now, I want you all to be very careful when you listen to what they are saying. They are telling you that the People's National Movement has treated all its constituencies badly, and in all the PNM constituencies, you're living the worst life. How many of you would sit from time to time and you hear us in the parliament, they file the question, how much money you spend in Arima? How much water projects you have? And when they ask you the question, it is always only for PNM constituencies. So which it is? Because they would have you believe, sitting there in opposition, that we are using all the budget in PNM areas? How come now they're telling you that we ain't spend no money in the PNM areas? All of that because it is an act of desperation to convince you, the people of Arima, of La Hoqueta, and all the PNM areas, don't vote for the PNM because in your own areas they did nothing for you. Whilst in the parliament, they're telling their people that the PNM is spending no money in UNC areas, they're only spending in PNM areas. Oh gosh, all you need to listen, it ain't making no sense. But if they feel that you're not listening and they feel you're dotish, that is the kind of donkey logic they're going to bring for you. So I want to remind you that Trinidad and Tobago is a place where over the years, coming from Eric Williams, that we have invested and spent your taxpayers' money on health, on education, on sporting facilities. And if I could talk about health, over the last 10 years, built a hospital in Point Fortin, built a hospital in Arima, built a hospital in Roxborough, built a hospital in Sandy Grande, completed the 504 beds in Port of Spain. That is performance, PNM style. So don't let them fool you. Right here in Arima, the Hindu school, the temple, in Temple Street, burnt down, and they constructed a new one on Cocorite Road. We know we didn't have enough A-level places in Arima. If you go to Holy Cross College, go and see the completion of Holy Cross College, all with monies under the People's National Movement. Go to Arima Central and see the state-of-the-art school that has been built there, all by the People's National Movement. And I want to say to the people of the North Coast, because I know you continue to complain about the road going to Paria, but I want to urge you, because you have seen that works have been done. The road repairs haven't been done for a long time. So the money to invest, and I made it very clear, I want the drainage as well. And you see that they have been doing the drains. And yes, there is still work to be done. But I give you the commitment that I continue to advocate on your behalf, because I know that is one of the most beautiful parts of Trinidad and Tobago. And there is a linkages between the North Coast and Arima. So you're going to see that we will complete the road going from Arima, going all the way to Paria. And you have seen where there has been the improvement coming from Las Cuevas, Lafayette, going to Blanchisseuse, where the road, there has been considerable improvement. You have also seen that they have completed one of the first facilities that whenever disaster occurs, you have a place there in Blanchisseuse, a state-of-the-art facilities, because we know because of changes in climate, from time to time, you have adverse weather. And they have constructed that facility there now, that if there is some kind of unfortunate disaster, there is a facility there. And they have also modernized equipment, and you now don't have to go to Port of Spain for everything, because they have improved the services there for the people of Blanchisseuse. And let us give it up again to the Ministry of Health. Community in the North Coast, and you have been waiting quite a while. And I asked the Honorable Minister Kazim Mohammed, Minister of Agriculture, to visit with me to the North Coast, and you would see where they have started improvement works on the Blanchisseuse fishing facility and the Lafayette fishing facility. And when I visited Lafayette recently, I know there's some issues there in terms of the work and the contractor, but all of that I'm committed to solve. What is important is that they have started in works on both Blanchisseuse and Lafayette fishing facility. So I want to say to the residents of Arima that you have heard of your challenges, and we also know of the opportunities. And I want to also say to the people of Valencia, who I now have the responsibility for, and I had the good opportunity to work with Keisha and company and walk almost the entire area for which I now have responsibility, extending from Heights of Aripo and going all the way to Quarry Road. I have had the opportunity and I am blessed. Yes, it's additional work, but I love Valencia now as I love all the other parts of my constituency, and you can ensure proper representation. And just like many other parts of the constituency who did not have water and electricity when I first became a member of parliament, because sometimes you need to remind people that work continues, work doesn't stop. I remember when I put lights in Heights of Aripo and Paria. Ashton, you remember that? They say how are running all, all the goodie and everything, and they find they shouldn't put lights. But the people there deserve it just like everybody else. So Larry Treat, Demerara, Heights of Aripo, Brasso Seco Paria, all of those places that did not originally have lights and water now have lights and water, courtesy my representation and performance of the People's National Movement. And I want to say to the young people who use Pelota grounds and those who use the facility right up there in Maturita, we have completed the lights in Pelota, and we have also completed those lights. I know at least Pelota should be up and running, and I have spoken to TNTech about turning on the lights in Maturita. So let me say to you, yes, thank you to the people of Maturita. You have been patient. It's there, it's already completed. It's just a question of making sure that is operationalized. So let me just say that, this has been a long night, but it has been a short campaign. And I have tried my best to walk through almost every part of my constituency. And it's very important to make this point. Because, some people argue and say that, they only see every 5 years. No, it is important for people to understand when you're campaigning. When campaigning finish, you have the responsibility to represent your people. And I have been given 3 offices. I have an office in Blanchisseuse, I have an office in Santa Rosa Heights, I have an office in Guanapo Street. But having regard to the length and breadth of the constituency of Arima, I have developed my own concept called roving office days. So there are very few parts of my constituency where I do not go in person and have office days, which is outside of my 3 offices. So whether I go to Wallerfield, to Agua Santa, whether I go to Calvary, whether I go to Mount Pleasant, whether I go to Lafayette, it matters not. I have designed a system where I go to you and you don't necessarily have to come to me for those 3 office days. And with the commitment of my management and staff, I have been able to deliver what I consider quality service to my constituents. And I want to say to the people of Valencia that you will be no different. And we will find a way where I will be able as well to come to Valencia and have my roving office days as I have in every other place. Now, so what can you look forward to as people of Arima? You could look forward to continued quality representation. You can look forward to every constituency, every part of my constituency where you're asking for improvement. You can be ensured that I would advocate for that. So this is one of our main grounds here. And as I said, it's important to make sure that we have the pavilion up and running. And I want to mention the issue of crime, which is always a ticklish topic, because there are some parts of the constituency where people are under siege a bit more than others. The Dump Road, Larry Treat, where we know that you have had, a couple killings over the last year or so. And, in some instances, some robberies in some areas. Now, I know for a fact that the Pinto post, that the police officers there have been, making sure that they have improved their visibility. And I also know that in terms of the police station in Arima, I have seen myself where they have also increased the visibility. Crime is an issue that we need to work a lot harder on. A number of you who are here today, you would express from time to time about the importance of not feeling as safe as you would like, and you want the comfort to be able to be in your homes comfortably, to be able to stay out from time to time, and whenever you feel to take your family out, you want to be able to do that. As Minister of Planning and Development, I would say to you that every year when you look at the budget, you would see that the Ministry of National Security is the ministry that very often is allocated the highest amount of money for the budget. So it's not for want of the government not allocating funds to the Ministry of National Security. But we all understand that the issue of crime is a very complex one. And we know that everybody has a role to play in dealing with that issue. The Ministry of Social Development, the Ministry of National Security, the government has ensured that the Children's Authority has been set up, because we know that we have issues there from time to time about the safety of children. And we know that the government has spent a lot of money in ensuring that we have the courts properly equipped, and they have increased the number of judges for those courts that they have constructed. But again, there are times when we fall short of making sure that our people are safe. And that is a matter that we have to continue to address, and we have to put in every possible modern technology that is possible. So there are laws that have been changed in terms of how you take evidence from witnesses. A number of those things have been put in place, but we know that the detection rate is still low. So I want to say that as a member of parliament, I too have my concerns about it, but I am not going to back down from talking about it. And I want to say to you that as your member of parliament, you can be assured that I will be playing my part in the parliament, working with the police, and doing what I have to do to ensure that your lives are safer and that you have that confidence that we are all doing our part, and that we remember how important it is for us to have safe communities in Trinidad and Tobago. So let me take the opportunity to close by saying to you that there are many ways that we can ensure that the lives are improved for the people of Trinidad and Tobago. The North Coast is part of Trinidad and Tobago, where tourism is critical, culture is critical. In the borough of Arima, we are fortunate that the First Peoples live in the borough of Arima. And I have the president of the Santa Rosa First Peoples here. I want to thank him for the collaboration. I am looking forward to the day when his dream for having that indigenous community, that village, that it will be completed, that all of us can go there and celebrate, which I'm sure would not just be a tourist site, but it will be a site that we can all be proud of. We have now, with the collaboration with the First Peoples, with the Ministry of Public Utilities, with the Ministry of Community Development, completed infrastructural work. So water has been installed, electricity, solar, and we're looking forward to making that particular area a very modern area where they too will have the benefit of Wi-Fi, and that the people of Arima will continue to be proud of the First Peoples. And I want to ask you to give it up for our president, Ricardo Barrett, who is here. One of the other issues, of course, is always the market. There has been some works that have been completed in terms of the roof. But you know, when you go to the market, one of the things that you will always hear the people of Arima tell you, that is one of the pride and joy to make sure that we have that market address. We have the deputy mayor, we have some other councillors here. We also have Councillor Moore, who is a councillor from the Tunapuna Piarco Regional Corporation, and we also have Josiah here. But the market is big for us, and there is also a design to improve that. And I must say that I'm looking forward to the day now that we have our hospital, and that we can also say that they have also completed the design to improve the Arima Velodrome. So in the next couple of years, you can look forward to some very important projects. I want to tell you that on the 28th, it is important for you to choose a steady government. You choose a government that over the last 5 decades, the People's National Movement is the only political party that on each and every occasion that you have either general elections or local government, they ensure that we put up a candidate in every single seat. And why that is important? Because when you're talking about governance, when you're talking about performance, when you're talking about integrity, it is a party that has withstood the test of time. It is a party that has been PNM, PNM, PNM all the time. It is not a pickup side. It is not a question where today you're in love with the UNC and then you fall out. So you could go back to whether it's ULF, PPOG, NJAC, whatever it is, all these different parties. When it's convenient to beat the PNM, they come and they join up. And as soon as they either get in government, you see, they started to fracture. The evidence has been there. So you want to vote for a party that has demonstrated that come what may, we are in unison, we have our issues, but we make sure that the People's National Movement has been PNM, PNM all the time. When you talk about the symbol of the Balize, whether you chop it down, whether you burn it, whatever you do, the Balize always continues to bloom because that is the symbol of an organization that no matter what, we will always rise. You remember 1986, when we lost the election, 33-3, and people thought that was the end of the People's National Movement. Within 5 years, we were back in government. In 2010, when the UNC won, and people thought, well, okay, and they told you, listen, they are here to stay. Again, within 5 years, they were out. You remember when Basdeo Pandey came into office, within a few years again, they collapsed and people gone their way. Vote for a party that has withstood the test of time and would remain PNM, PNM, PNM all the time. I want to remind you that when a house is on fire, people run from that house. And you are seeing in the UNC that people are running. People are running from the UNC. You saw last night Dinesh Rambali on the stage in Sandy Grande. So let me tell you, those who have left, and I want to tell you and I want you to repeat, Rag Ragbear gone, Christine Nawala Hussein, Colin Partap, Dinesh Rambali, Larry Lala, Joel D'Souza, Victor Roberts, Marsha Walker, Alan Aaron, Russell Chan, And very soon, the UNC will be. So, you know, some are all worried and some are all panicking. I want to remind you, red is the code. Red is the code. Do not go weary. Do not falter. We are almost there to the finish line. And sometimes when you are there to the finish line, that is the time that you want to start to falter. That is the time when you start to get a little weary. In the PNM, we don't ever get weary. We don't ever get weary. And I want to tell you that as we approach the 28th, now is the time you have to throw your strength. Now is the time you have to throw your mantle. Now is the time you have to stand firm. You have to stand up with the PNM. You have to vote for me. Vote for Foster in Lauquetta. Vote for Kareem in Lavington West. Vote for Camille in Trin City, Maloney. Vote for Romaine in Mausica, Malabar. Vote for Marvin in Lopino Bonnet. Vote for Roger in Toko Sandy Grande. And great is the PNM. Make sure on the 28th, get up early, brush your teeth, come out your bed, pray, 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 and make sure that the People's National Movement returns on the 28th. This election is very important. This election is about the future of the young people. It is about the future of your grandmother. This is about the future of Trinidad and Tobago. I want to say to you, I am warning you, do not allow the UNC to fool you. All of you who are part of relationships, you are part of family. Anytime people come talking secret to you, you know that they're hiding something. I want to say to the people of Pinto, Santa Rosa, Calvary, Mausica, Larry Treat, Valencia, I want to say to you, they're coming to you and they're offering you ham, lamb, and jam. They're offering you microwave, fridge, stove, $1,500 and a jersey. It's up to you if you want to take it. But on the 28th, vote for the People's National Movement. I want to urge by saying to you that when you go to the polls to vote for me, you can be proud that you are voting for somebody who cares about you, somebody who is absolutely concerned about the people of Arima, somebody who loves working. And you can find me on any day representing and caring about the people of Arima. Go out on the 28th. Go out on the 28th and vote for the PNM. Vote for Penny Beckles. Vote for the PNM. Vote for the PNM. Great is the PNM. Red is the word. I am looking forward on the 28th when we win, that I can go out with you, that I can go into the streets of Arima, that I can walk the streets of Pinto, walk the streets of Matarita, walk the streets of the Dump Road, and I can say to you, and I can shout from Calvary Hill, great is the PNM, great is the PNM, and it shall prevail.
Arima, 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 Maturita, Santa Rosa, Lagniappe, Arima, Maturita, Santa Rosa, Lagniappe, Maturita, Santa Rosa, Maturita, Santa Rosa, Maturita, Santa Rosa, Maturita, Santa Rosa, Arriba, Maturita, Santa Rosa, Dongaruka, Arriba, Maturita, Santa Rosa, Dongaruka, Arriba, Maturita, Santa Rosa, Dongaruka, Arriba, Maturita, Santa Rosa, Dongaruka.
Hey,
some entertainment.
Yeah. Good night, my people. Good night, my people. Listen. On Monday, we go to the polls. So that means we're going to meet again to celebrate victory. Okay? So are you ready to practice the dingole? Are you ready to dingole? Let's go, Mr. DJ. Let's go. Watch it. Sweet music. Aye, aye, yeah. Aye, aye, yeah. Aye, aye, aye. Music sweet. Music sweet. The one who invented music is got to be terrific. Got to be the one who created the sun and the trees, rivers and seas. Sweet music. Music fills the world with happiness, plenty sweetness and togetherness. Music have no friend or enemy. Everybody go tingole, 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 cheer up, or your shoe goes up. You could still jump up when music play. Oh, lady, young baby, everybody go tingole, 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 Aye, aye, aye. Aye, aye. Melodies, harmonies, music in the atmosphere. Sweet music is everywhere, even in the park, in the dark. A blind man can find a melody. Music fills the world with happiness, plenty sweetness and togetherness. Music have no friend or enemy. Everybody go tingole, 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 If you close your up or your shoe box up, you could still jump up when music play. Oh, lady, young baby, everybody go tingole, 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 tingole. Ay, 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 ay. Let me show them a winners party. Huh? Huh?
Aye, aye, aye. Energies, fantasies. You don't need a bulldozer to become a composer. Every little thought or dot could help to construct a melody. Music fills the world with happiness, plenty sweetness and togetherness. Music have no friend or enemy. Everybody go tingly, 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 If your clothes tear up or your shoe bust up, you could still jump up when music plays. Oh, lady, young baby, go tingle, tingly, 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 tingly. Yeah, man, I like it. Well, let me tell you, after Monday, we're going to be celebrating better than that. All right? Let's go, Mr. DJ. Volume! Volume! All you know it? Climbing up a mountain high above the sea. I find myself approaching a high Vakilabi. Climbing up a mountain high above the sea. I find myself disturbing a high Vakilabi. They bite me on my chin, bite me on my hand. He knows that they're making a song like Sylvan. Because of my love for music, I refuse to run, but the bees were not sympathetic. They bite me for fun. Boom, boom. Them kilabi bite me. Them kilabi sting me. Them kilabi dread. Boom, boom, boom. Ah. Oh. Well, I get in a pain, but I feel enough vibes in the brain. And I start to dance. And I start to prance because the buzzing of the bee from the beautiful melody. Ooh, ooh, boom, 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 boom. You see the beat melody. Boom, 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 boom. Piano forever. Stand up in the bushes, leaning on a tree, watching all the bruises the beast put on me. I say this is tragic. Is it wrong or right? For the sake of music, to take all this fight. Well, this was my problem. Should I say or go? Something tell me leave them, something tell me no. Well, I finally decided to remain. The beat not be say I'm stupid, they lash me again. Boom, boom. Boom, them feel at me. Them feel at me tread. Boom, boom. No more. Too hard. Well, I got
heart in a pain, but I feel a fight in my brain. And I start to dance, and I start to prance, because the buzzing of the bee from this beautiful melody. Ooh, ooh, boom, boom, boom. Come on. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. You see the beast melody. All right, take it down, take it down, take it down. Wait. The music cut short. I have to give them one verse in the next one. Are you ready for it? Let's go, Mr. DJ. All right, okay. All right, okay, nice. Sorry about that. Thank you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much, Cardinal.
You're welcome, sir.
Pretty is on stage. Please get our hands for Pretty, please.
This is the time. I said this is the time. Ready, show me you ready, show me you ready. This is the time, this is the place. The future is here, no time to waste. We build on the strength of those who trod this road before. Coming again. Cause I see the light shining so bright in we heart and we soul. Red, black and white. Together we strong, no sun nor rain. Cause we only come closer. You don't know we ready. The thing done set already. Don't know we all in. Don't know we ready. Only know the next part. Only know it. Sing, whoa. Tell me all in. We under the same sky. Same things, the movement is forward. We all are the same things. Together we aspire, so we must achieve. The whole are TNT, so don't know we ready. The thing done set already. Don't know we all in. Don't know we ready. The thing done set already. Don't know we all in. Sing. Tell me all in. One more time, say whoa. Tell me all in. Tell me ready. The thing done set already. Tell me all in. Tell me the thing done. Tell me all in. Tell me all in. Somebody say, all day I beaten road. When it's treated me, I beat it. When it's treated me, I voted. What? Let me. Yeah. Wet me down. Right now, I overeat it. Wet me down. Right now, I overeat it. Freeze, don't move. It's about job on the loose. He's jamming in every section. What you gonna do? When you see Monday come, who you voting for? When you flag up in the air, let me see it. Someone say flag up high. Up in the sky. I see some people not voting across it like you're not sure what. I'm pointing at you. I say, all day I beaten her. When it's treated me, I beat it. When it's treated me, let me. Look. I say, whoa, tell me all in. Tell me ready. The thing done set already.
My name is Freddie. Let's make some noise for the gracious Penelope. Yeah, man.
My dear friends, on Monday, you have a choice to make, and that is Penelope Beckles as your next member of parliament. And as you close tonight, I encourage you that your MP has shared her track record of development. She has shared with you that she is the only choice to carry Arima to further development. And on Monday night, you will all come back here. And I know Arima will be the first seat to be declared PNM. It will join by La Hokota, joined by Maloney, joined by Sandy Grande. I will all say, in one accord, my dear friends, in one accord, my dear friends, great is the PNM, great is the PNM. I don't hear you. And we shall and will always prevail. Good night, and have a good night this evening.
This is the voice of the PNM.
This is the big one. We ready. Calling out all PNM posse. PNM supporters assemble.
Yes, PNM.
We going Etihad Saturday 26th April. This Saturday 3 p.m. for the big red rally. Come support your PNM candidates. And now is the time we talking the things. They can't get away. Hear the Honorable Prime Minister Stuart Young SC and the political leader Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley and a powerful lineup of speakers. The big ones, lots of entertainment, the top soca stars and more. All PNM supporters, rock and come in. Etihad Grounds, 26th April, this Saturday, 3 p.m. Because we ready, we responsible. We launching off to the new chapter.
Red is the PNM and we shall prevail.
Red is the word. All 41 constituencies in the house. Everybody, we out there.
The new chapter for TNT. We're red, ready, and responsible. Vote PNM. Great is